is out, sports fans? We are back here for another episode of the JNS Philly Sports Stop. I'm your host, as always, Stephen Rychel, and my designated wingman for this program, for these shows, for life, Mr. Justin Fiorllio. Justin, how are we feeling today?
Hey, well, after Saturday night, when me and you were at
Friday night.
BKF's.
This is why me and you had the mix up as it was.
Oh, geez,
Friday
yeah, that's
night.
right. Friday night. I'm so used to fights being on Saturday nights. Friday night, when me and you were at BKFC's Liberty Brawl at the Xfinity Mobile Arena in Philadelphia, I'm doing all right. I mean, it was a great time, and we'll touch on it. It was an amazing experience.
We'll touch on that in a second. Obviously, we got a lot to digest here in Philadelphia over the past 7 days. So let's just jump right into it. And as always, every episode here on the JNS Philly Sports Stop is brought to you by our good friends Fight Wax. Fight Wax is the ultimate skincare defense. Help treat cuts, swelling, scrapes, and abrasions, rejuvenates, and restores stressed skin. Customers has used for soreness, stiffness, and recovery, designed for athletes of all active lifestyles. Gives a non-silky, non-greasy feel. Deep hydration for everyday skincare. Helps fight dry skin. Customers have used for skin orders such as eczema and psoriasis. And when you're using that code SFT15FW, when you head over to fightwax.com, save 15% on your orders. I was lucky enough to get some this weekend, and a couple other little things. Lincoln and the boys hooked me up with while we were able to catch up over the weekend. And like Justin was talking about. We had a fun week last week. BKFC was in town for their inaugural Liberty Brawl here in Philadelphia, July 3rd. Friday they had a pre-fight press conference where Johnny Garbarino's cannoli snipe and his the Marine Mike Richmond, but after that, when he got the weigh-ins, the tone completely changed on Johnny. He did have a lot of respect for the former champion, the combat sports veteran in Mike Richmond. Listen, man, when you fight for your country and it's July 4th, you all got to give your military members some respect. Johnny gave him enough respect, but didn't give him enough to let him win Friday night. Unfortunately, Johnny didn't have the performance he wanted. Broke both of his hands, apparently. So,
well, we were both there. We heard him say that in the
post. Well, no, I don't. You were in the in the tunnel. I was down there when you heard it. You heard it a crack. I'm like, that was a good clean punch, but. When it comes to bare knuckle, a lot of times you have those situations like if you're not catching like a clean shot on the chin, you wind up getting a guy like he dips down and you catch his head. 9 times out of 10, that's what happens. You wind up breaking your hand, and unfortunately for Johnny, that was the result for him. But there was a lot of fun stuff on that card. Austin Trout had to walk out of the night. I mean, basically reenacted the Apollo opening scene for Rocky IV.
Pretty much to a T. It was pretty good.
Yeah, dude. The only thing was missing was Austin descending from another part of the arena with a bull
And what's funny, Steve? Not to spoil it, but in Rocky IV, when Apollo does that great entrance, he ends up getting knocked out and loses and.
He got killed. He didn't get knocked out. Come on, man.
Well, yeah. Okay. Spoiler alert.
Didn't get killed, but I mean, got cracked pretty hard. Basically with the same shot, he got stopped. I mean, it was a proper stoppage. I mean, he was asking the cameraman what happened. So I mean, you asking the cameraman what happened. There ain't no reason for that fight to continue. No reason.
Cameraman don't even know what he's just focused on this.
Yeah, hopefully Austin, gets back on his horse, gets another couple wins put together. Hopefully we get to see them run it back within a year or so. Hopefully, I mean, you don't want to go out like that, but it's something we talk about a lot of times with bare knuckle. Is a lot of times the straight the straight boxers don't really have prolonged success. It's just because they've developed so many habits from being in boxing so long that it's hard for you to kind of gauge the how you're going to work your defense, because in boxing you have gloves to help help blows glance off you instead of land, so you don't really have that assistance when you're in bare knuckle. I believe this was only Austin's third fight in BKFC, so amazing fighter, was a great champion. He vacated his welterweight title in BKFC to go down and challenge, Ben Bonner for the lightweight championship. So it's one of those things where Austin took a big chance. He didn't have to have that fight. He was already a champion in the promotion. So but I thank him for that, because the reason why I felt that the Liberty Brawl card was better put together than what the White House card did was the simple fact that you had Englishmen versus Americans, which is kind of the premise of what 4th of July is all about.
Yeah, it was kind of sad at the
I mean, but listen, listen, it's one of those things where you're not going to win them all, right? The fact that out of the 3 fights that were American versus Englishmen, we took 2 of them. My background sucks. Yeah. My background's awesome.
What are you talking about? Your background? Like the fight wax? Fight wax is the best. The GOAT.
Haters gonna kick rocks. That's what they gonna do. But no, Bret Hart, great fight. Comes out a little sluggish. Sarah wins the first round. I felt that she wound up winning the next 4. I know they had it as a split decision. It was a close fight. But whatever.
It's a good fight, yeah. Super very much
he was talking crap on you. Why are you hating on Justin's background? What's up with that? It's his house. You don't like it? You don't like his house?
My background.
Yeah, he was talking about your background.
Well, I don't know how to add like pictures to the background. So until then,
we'll get you taught up. We'll get you taught up, brother. I'm gonna fix that for you.
What about this? Just look at Howie's face. Look at that. Just focus on that.
But there was a couple good fights on that one from the from the earlier ones. The 1-round war, I think, delivered.
It was
something that they were pushing on a little bit, but like the 1-round war was. We'll get on it, buddy. Listen. I'll get Justin taken care of, guys. Relax about the background. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. You don't like it? That's fine. Don't look at Justin. Just look at me. Look at me.
He commented. He said, "Change it, buddy."
We're working on it. I get him up to speed. Don't worry about it.
I don't even understand. I'm looking at my box. It looks like
he's in his environment. He doesn't care. Like, dude, we're not in Justin's studio. We're not. But you don't like his lamp or the photo in the back of his wall.
Sorry, I'm not live from Lincoln Financial Field right now.
That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna load you up with the backgrounds of all the fucking locations all the sporting venues that we have here in Philadelphia. But I know I'm gonna sound homerish. I know I am, but I really don't care. Like, I want to get your thoughts on this because you're not the BKFC guy. What are your thoughts on what Lex Ludlow did Friday night? Because there was a lot of talk.
Lincoln, you missed it.
He's been hyping himself up, over the past year, right?
Yeah,
and rightfully so. He's had some exciting fights, but you go out there and puts a guy coming up a weight class out in 9 seconds, basically. I don't know if you watched the replay since then, but Lex had knocked him out with the first punch, and the next 9 were just keeping him standing before he fell.
I'm surprised, it's not going viral on the internet. He literally did knock him out and win that fight in about 9 seconds. And we were all, it was crazy. And the guy, if you watched his opponent, I did the walkout. He was doing this goofy dance and all this stuff. I said, well, this guy's not going to last too long. And
he was. Aaron. Drew is definitely a character.
And then Lex's speech after he won the fight was just
listen. if people don't know, Lex was absolutely like your pro wrestling forum guy, writing up like his own his own speeches and stuff like that. So having him do something like that, anyone who's known Lex more than the last few years, that's not a surprise. That's just who Lex is.
Yeah.
But
he's entertaining. It's very entertaining, for the casual fan.
It's easy when it's easy for when you stop a guy in 9 seconds to have everyone's attention, to be able to go get the mic and do something like that. Like you have to be entertaining first for it to matter. And then I've seen a lot of knuckleheads were like, oh, why don't they have him fight Josh Holkett? Holkett is completely like it's a completely like made up sort of thing. So it's like one of those ones where you just take it with a grain of salt. Like Holkett, absolutely, I think could potentially be a guy that could make a run and go after a UFC title. I can see Lex doing the same thing here in BKFC. Yeah. I know he was calling out my another guy I had on here, and Esteban Rodriguez. He's the cruiserweight champion, and that's the guy Lex would want, and that makes sense. I don't know if it's this fight or maybe fight next year. It would be, but yeah, I definitely would be interested to see what would happen between a Lex Ludlow and an Esteban Rodriguez fight. I don't know if it's the next one, but it's something that should happen within a year's period of time. I'll just say it that way. Yeah. But I want to ask you, man, like that was your first media experience along them lines. Your first, like, obviously you've been to fights and you've watched fights and stuff like that, but being there, being in the arena, like the pop that some guys get, the pop that some guys didn't get. Like, what were your overall thoughts of just like as a media member covering your first event? Like, what was the kind of feel that you got out of it?
Yeah, I mean, for my first BKFC event, it was definitely it was electric. I mean, the atmosphere in there was definitely one of a kind. It was, first combat sports event I've ever attended. So, I've been to Phillies and Sixers and Eagles games and all that, but I've never been to a combat sport, UFC or bare knuckle. So it was really cool. Super electric atmosphere. The fans were the fans that were especially by us were rowdy as hell, man. We had some crazy fans. We had some crazy.
Willie's fan, man.
Willie. Check out some of our videos on the social media if you want to see this guy go. Let's just say Willie had support there. Let's just say that much. And it was fun. Big Dom from the Eagles, I'm a huge Eagles fan. He showed up and he actually came over and talked to us for 2 minutes. Got a picture with him and stuff. So that was really cool. The access was really second to none. You're super close to the athletes and the fighters. You can do they come over to you for interviews. You can go over to them pretty much. Even in the concourses where I met Johnny Cannoli Garbarino, just walking around after the fight. Before the fight, we Steve interviewed Jess the Black Widow Borga and Ryan Reber. And that was pretty cool. So it was just really fun. I became from a fan, not a fan, to a casual fan that wants to know some of the names now and wants to get to know more of
that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Like, have you ever been to a professional event where the access to the athlete is bigger than what you see in bare knuckle? Because I mean, I've covered regional MMA events. I've covered some of your bigger MMA promotions, a la Bellator, PFL, World Series of Fighting, etc. And just the access that you have with the BKFC athletes is just you can't. There's no comparison. As you were sitting there saying, when we were at, weigh-ins and the pre-fight press conference, you had anywhere for, 2 to 3 current champions walking around, taking pictures, signing autographs for fans and stuff like that. Even for us media members, having the opportunity to sit there and do a one-on-one interview without, having to, wrangle down this PR person or BKFC media person or whatever, right. Or try to search them down on social. It's so seamless in some of the senses. And then we've also seen the situations where it's a little bit jumbled, a little bit crazy, but not anything that couldn't be dealt with. But it's one of those things where I think one of the reasons why it's one of the fastest, more popular growing sports is because of what we've seen this weekend.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny, Steve, is for sure, but watch out, because this is a good thing. This is a good problem to have, because like the access we can get now, like imagine in the UFC's very initial stages, you probably do the same thing with the media guy. You go up to Ken Shamrock or something and talk to them, and do interviews and stuff in the very beginning stages, right? But then now the UFC is so big now that like you have to, like, it's just different like that. Like the weigh-ins aren't like that kind of personable. Like in a few years when BKFC really grows and like these names become even bigger, like it's just gonna become even more big time. I'm not saying you still don't get those moments, but I'm just saying, like, it was just the point I'm trying to make is that the BKFC is growing, and that it's going to get, hopefully to like a UFC level. If it's not, I mean, it already has like 2 million followers on Instagram, which is great. I checked them out, but like in terms of UFC's level of everything, it's gonna get there pretty soon. So you just gotta keep an eye out.
Man, that guy is still crying about your background in the chat.
Yeah. I'll just keep showing Howie's face.
No, I like our boy's Eli comment. Keep it to yourself. Tell him, Eli. You tell him, brother.
Keep it to myself. Yeah.
No, he's telling the dude going off about it. Just keep it to yourself. Yeah. Dude. Come on.
Oh, right.
Now I know you're talking about Howie right now, but there's a reason why we got to talk about our wonderful owner, because as we were going off the air last week, he was being honored with the Stuart Scott Enspire Award for all the philanthropy and everything he's done for the autism community, and couldn't be happier that our Eagle owner, Mr. Lurie, is getting that notoriety too, because he has put in a lot of work to help the autism community. And he didn't do it because he was going to be nominated for a reward. He's been doing it, for the last 20 years without being nominated for any more, without any recognition, and even more so, like inferring it onto his athletes, his players.
Yeah. Well, if you guys know or don't know, his brother I believe had or has autism, and I know he's very, very. This foundation is, so meaningful to him, as you can obviously imagine, and I'm so happy. I echo what you said. I mean, I'm so happy that he won this award. Is honored by that. And Stuart Scott, by the way, was just a legend in his own right too. Stuart Scott, rest in peace, Stuart Scott. The good old days of Sports Center, but Jeffrie Lurie, he deserves this. He's raised millions and millions and millions of dollars for autism research, and it's all for a great cause. And I mean this very seriously. Like 15 to 30% of my content on like my social media is from Eagles autism related stuff, like events and stuff, and the merit, the 5K, and then the auctions I've won for like certain experiences. Like he's given like even me as a creator like an influence, like opportunities through his autism foundation. So it's like he's doing a lot of great work out there, and it's for a great cause, and everybody should check it out. Check out the foundation and all the work they're doing.
Yeah, it's I don't think regardless of the award, I don't think the team players, current and former, get enough credit and or notoriety for what they do in the autism community, because a lot of them that's their charities now is through the Autism Foundation. So it's one thing to instill it in your own organization, but it's another thing when it funnels down to all your players, employees, etc., that it's also what they're doing.
Here's another interesting fact. I'm pretty sure you can Google this. Like the Eagles Autism Foundation is the world's largest something.
They lead the autism world as far as most donations, like most dollar amount. No one's even close to what the Eagles the Eagles Autism Foundation has done.
No. Even that CIL 62 Jason Kelsey event that just happened last week, whatever, all pro like go right there.
They raised almost $2 million.
$2 million to go watch Jason Kelsey get drunk down at the beach.
I'm not just.
Yeah, it's a lot more than that. I'm being silly.
He also what was it? He did Keg throw. He did the keg throw.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, it's not just getting drunk.
No. I say jokingly. He brings a lot of his friends. All the celebrities go there.
Not just his friends, like former teammates, players, coaches, etc. So.
But there is drinking involved. I'll stand by that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're still a partier, definitely look out for the Kelsey Foundation's
the Aisle 62 Ocean Drive event every year.
Oh man, but
yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations to Jeffrie Lurie. I mean, put a lot of work in to get him to that point. So, congratulations to Jeffrie, to the Eagles organization as a whole, to the players, to everyone that helped put Mr. Lurie in this position. This is also a win for you guys too. It's not just Jeffrie, maybe the name on the nomination list, but
Yeah, no, for sure, definitely.
Now,
yeah,
we got some cool stuff to kind of go over too. Like, I know I'm the old head on here, but I don't know if you've seen, but we're getting the Golic father and son show to kind of going to be heading over
the Golics.
Yeah, the Golics, exactly. Obviously, Mike's been big name here in Philadelphia, being part of the those Reggie White defenses in the 80s and early 90s.
I'll tell you a crazy story. I got to meet Mike Golic at the Eagles had a home opener game like 15 years ago, and they had him and Bill Bergey doing a meet and greet with fans in the concourse of like the lobby. Actually, like
I know what you're talking about. I do
you know what you're talking about? Yeah. Super nice guy. He's awesome. Yeah.
Like if they do that, the primetime games is when you mainly see like the meet and greets on the concourse or as you're walking in, and sometimes they're players sometimes they're players you don't know, sometimes they're players that you watched growing up, but it's they always do something, and that's why I think the Eagles are one of the better run organizations.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to ask you a question, right? You get 3 teams. Can you name the 3 teams that have above 500 winning percentage over the last 5 seasons?
In the NFL, like best winning percentage over the last 5 seasons.
Okay. Over the last 5 seasons.
The Eagles are one of them.
Yes, the Eagles are one of them.
Okay. The Eagles are the next 2 of them. No, I'm kidding.
Can you name the next 2 though?
Probably not, but I'll try. Let's go with the second one. Last 5 years. The Ravens.
No.
The Chiefs.
No, and that was the one I was surprised about.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pull it up here. All right. So it is the Bills and the Steelers are the only team to post a winning record in each of the last 5 seasons.
Oh, to post. Wait. Oh. The question was to post a winning record. I thought it was overall winning percentage per se. Oh, but that's still very interesting.
Yeah, that the Steelers and the.
Okay, interesting. That's very interesting. I guess we lost Steve.
My computer said no show for you.
I said, "Oh, great! It's going to be a big zoom in now on my background now."
Yeah, but I was really actually surprised that the Chiefs weren't on there. But if you got to remember, last season would throw them out of it.
Right. But yeah, Bills and Steelers. Well, those Steelers. They always seem to have winning seasons, right?
The Steelers is the one that got me though, because I was like, no.
Yeah. The Steelers. Remember when they had the Steagles, when the Steelers and the Eagles combined forces?
Yes. No one really remembers this. It was, during the war they wanted to keep the teams going, so they merged.
Imagine if, like, for inflation or something, for some stupid money reason or something, like they actually did that again or some bullshit. Like that'd be crazy.
Yeah, no.
That will never happen.
We talked
never.
about this a few weeks ago, and it looks like it is not ever going to happen. So,
yeah.
A media member had asked Angels GM if he was going to trade Trout to the Phillies at the trade deadline. He answered emphatically, no.
Well, what a kind of a appreciate the guy's question, but what kind of a dumb question? Like the manager's gonna be like, yeah, at the trade deadline, I'm just gonna lay it out there and tell you, yeah, I'm gonna trade him. Like I didn't expect him to say yes.
Yeah, it's I mean, I wouldn't expect him to say yes, and like he'd be like if I was him and I'm having that question, just be like, that's something we'll worry about when we get to the trade deadline.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you can't Imagine someone asking Howie Roseman. They asked Howie Roseman that question about AJ Brown. He's like, I'm not trading AJ Brown or something. They trade AJ Brown. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just these GMs, they're funny, but.
I had to remove that guy. He was torturing Eli.
Now we got fights in the little comment section, little BKFC balls going on.
Still messing with Eli. You gotta leave my man alone, dude.
Yeah. You got that power, man. You're like a freaking look at you. Boom, 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 delete it.
Basically just hit the clicker in there. Just be like, I give you guys a pretty long leash. When you start you're harassing Eli over here for no damn reason. So just remove it.
But they're gonna go find another show right now and harass them.
Yeah, go harass someone else, not my listeners. Come on, man. You weren't going crazy, Eli. Just he needed help. I'll just say it that way. He needed some help, so I helped him. I helped him off of the program. Now. Remember, what was it, about a month ago? Everyone's freaking out. Like, AJ Brown didn't invite, Jalen Hurts didn't go to the wedding. Seems like Devontae Smith didn't have a problem inviting to his wedding. So I'm thinking part of what you were saying, the rumors you were hearing, was right. That the wives don't get along.
Mm-hmm.
And that probably led to that. Because why is it Jalen has absolutely no problem showing up to Devontae's wedding?
Yeah, because sometimes, I hate to make this personal, but, usually in life, you put, when it comes to weddings or funerals, you put, kind of little things beside you, and you just kind of show up usually, unless you have a major emergency or something going on. And so it's unless there's really, some beef going on, I felt or, I mean, I know Jalen Hurts is Jalen Hurts. He's got a busy schedule, but, he still the wedding of I think AJ Brown's the godfather of someone's son or vice versa or something like that. I forget, you know what I mean? It's I'm not sure. I'm not trying to get into their business, but it just makes you ask questions.
I thought it was Jalen's the godfather of his son.
That might be right, but yeah, I
don't think Jalen has any kids yet.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, little baby Jalen Hurts went around, but yeah, no, yeah, I don't know. But I don't want to get into their business because we'll never.
No, I don't want to get in their business either. And I just thought it was funny because everyone was making a big deal about it. But
yeah, no, but to the eye, it doesn't make sense, really.
If a lot of the stuff that was coming out was true that AJ was saying, I'm Jalen. I wouldn't have been going to his wedding either. I'm like, dude, you throwing me in the bus every under the week in the media, dude.
Yeah.
Regardless of you saying my name or not, dude. Come on. We supposed to be teammates. So, yeah, doesn't if he's asking for a trade and wanting out of here, and he's basically sitting there saying it's on Jalen, so yeah, I would expect him not to show up to the wedding if that was actually the stuff that was going on. Right.
Yeah, I mean, you could.
So that goes into the other thing that happened over the last week, right? So obviously, get rid of Jalen Brown now. Boston turns around and send us back a 29-year-old disgruntled, possibly misunderstood guy named Brandon in the prime of his career to Philadelphia.
How about that? It's the summer of the Brown trades.
Yeah, right. And social media was blowing up when Jaylen Brown was traded to the Sixers, and it didn't matter if it was media member, players. It's just, I'm gonna say it like this, right? Obviously, I think a lot of us Sixers fans were not happy with the Paul George sign trade, all that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we experienced, last year him missing more time on top of the year before when he lost a lot of time due to injury, right? So, in the sense that you're getting an extra year and a little bit more money on the contract, but the fact that you're getting a 29-year-old guy who's 2 years removed from, an NBA Finals MVP performance,
correct.
I think that's a win. Like, I do think we gave him too much with the pick swap, but there was no way you were going to get that trade to happen without giving up, one of your quote unquote big three that you already had there. And Edge come Maxey and Embiid, right?
Yeah.
Well, you were going to have to throw those picks in there, but I think as an overall looking at this team, I think they're in a better position after the trade because you're getting a better, more productive player back in Jaylen Brown, regardless of what anyone thinks you could still get out of Paul George or not.
Yeah, just because of the age, and he's also a Finals, I think, MVP, or he's proven himself to be very well in the Finals. Yep. He's a champion, and so I'm excited for the Jaylen Brown era to start in Philadelphia. It seems like almost like a surreal kind of odd trade, right? It's very weird. It'd be like I saw a post. Someone was like, explain the Jaylen Brown of the Sixers trade in like NFL terms, and like the best I could think of would be like CeeDee Lamb being traded to the Eagles for somebody or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm trying to think, or something like that. Like something like thank you. You guys are W, he said.
Yeah, I know.
What the hell does W mean? Hopefully good.
I don't know about having interviews, hearing them doing that, but not easy to get even secure interviews with the King Henry, so to speak. So I know you the Ravens guy in here, Eli. I know. I got you. Just wanted to make sure we got your question up there, brother.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I'm really excited for the Jaylen Brown era, and I think it's going to be must see basketball. I think this is we'll get into the name that everyone's talking about potentially to fill out this roster, but I think as presently constructed, this team, Steve, can honestly they should be the favorites in the East. I mean, I don't care about the Knicks winning the championship. I don't care about the Heat getting Giannis.
I would have to say that they would be a favorite to get further than they got last year. I would have to say,
well, yes, the bare minimum
trip to potential, final trip. So.
For sure. Yeah, and that's just what we want. Like, honestly, as a Sixers fan, if I'm being realistic, like even though with this roster it would be like heartbreaking to not win the title or something, but like you would have some pride and be happy to just get past the second round. Like that's just all we want. Like that's all we want.
No, that's not all we want. We want the stinking championship. I don't care. You've invested too much time, money, and effort into the process. This team over the last almost 15 years now. I think the Sixers fans have endured enough that I like what the GM has done so far. You didn't sit on your hands. You brought in a proven guy that I think is a piece that could help this team in the long run. But then you have the other rumors that are running around with another potential free agent landing, and a lot of people were sitting there saying that we are one of the handful of teams that are left in the NBA that are in the LeBron James potential landing spots. The Sixers are a team, the Spurs, the Knicks, the Warriors, the Heat, the Timberwolves, the Celtics, the Mavs, and the Nuggets are all potential landing spots. I think that trade one kind of puts you into the conversation of being in the LeBron James sweepstake. Now, me and you were talking about this off air, and I'm not going to not mention it. I know there is a large portion of both fan and media alike that do not want any part of the LeBron James hype train, media train, however you want to word that. I'll say it like this. We already know what you're getting with the LeBron James if he were to come to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And for a team that is dying for a championship, for a city that's been dying for a championship from its basketball team since 1983, think it would be like, what, if we have to sign up for a year or two of the LeBron James experiment, if that's what gets you over the hump to get you a championship. Yeah. The question is, where do you sign? It's not the question of dealing with it's not our job to deal with the circus. It's the media's job. It's the team's job to deal with the circus, not our job.
Yeah. Well, guess what's also funny? If LeBron goes somewhere else where he makes that team better, well, then that circus could beat us in the playoffs. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you got to think of it like that too. Like, if he goes and joins the Heat or somebody in the East that's like a contender, well, now suddenly no one's thinking about this. Like, we're all thinking LeBron would just come to Philly, but what if he goes to like the Heat, and now we got to go face, how you gonna feel about facing that team? That's gonna be a tough team to go up against. So it's like, it's like, I want LeBron on the Sixers. I understand there's the circus. I understand there's, these so-called people out there saying there's a negative thing and all that, but I think it would just be, listen, if LeBron James wants to be compared anyway to Michael Jordan, he needs to win more championships, right? And if he wants to win, if he wants to actually win a championship, I personally think he has the best chance in Philadelphia. Like,
all right, I'm going to say this also. Everything you said is right, too. He wants to go after Michael Jordan. Do you think any of the fan bases are making that push for him down in Miami, down in Cleveland? No. L.A.? No. They despise his time.
No.
He brings a championship to Philadelphia. He is going to have a legion of basketball fans that are going to sit there and say that he's the greatest basketball player of all time. And that's just how us Phillies fans act. You're the worst until you're here, and then you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. We all know we act like it. Let's don't act like we don't. Let's not act like we don't, right? But that being said, that would probably be, if you really trying to go for legacy, bringing a championship back to Philadelphia.
Yes,
that might be the one that pushes them over the edge.
Yeah, and I agree. And everyone is like, oh, well, he's going to go back to Cleveland because that's the perfect legacy. He'll finish where he started. I'm like, bullshit. He went back and he fulfilled the prophecy. He went back to Cleveland and won the championship. Like, what more do you want him to do? He can retire as a one.
But he had to do it with a super team. He had to come back and do it. No, he had to learn how to be a champion and how to be a leader.
Right.
Don't. Everyone wants to sit there and say like his first. No, it wasn't. It was his learning experience. It's what taught him things that he needed to do, and some of them are tough losses.
Right.
The greatest men in the world aren't perfect. They've had losses. They've had failures in their lifetime. It's how you pull your stuff up, pick yourself up, and continue on to push for those dreams is what makes you a champion. Is what makes you a winner. You can't take that away from LeBron James. I don't care what you have to do.
Yeah, I mean, he still won every finals loss that they make fun of him for. Still, that year he won the Eastern Conference. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, he didn't win the but like he still won it 4 times, and he's won the East. He's beat the other 11, 12 teams in the Eastern Conference every other freaking year. So it's like, he's a winner still overall. But yeah, I mean, and I just think, when it comes to basketball, there are some good fits out there, but Philly just makes the most sense, especially with the starting 5. Like, he just fits, he slides right into, like, it makes sense. Like, it just makes sense. So,
I'm not going to hold my breath because I don't think it'll happen. I don't think there's be some reason why it won't happen here in Philadelphia. But as you're saying, as a fit, the things that he needs to still get some of those things that he wants. So.
Yeah.
I think he accomplishes those things by being successful in Philadelphia.
For sure. There's so many pros. I won't take, but like just coming to Philadelphia, you get the culture of the fans and like the brotherly love. Like literally, they'll embrace him like a god, right? Like you'll be loved by the fan base, assuming you do perform and stuff and you win. I know he's he's a huge like golfer. I know this is kind of funny, but like it's Philly's some of the best golf in like the world. They say the areas around and stuff. So he'll have that.
I think Ron Jaworski would probably become his new best friend.
Yeah. You got that. You also have the chance that you sign a 2-year deal. You're probably going to win a championship at least one or both of those next 2. I mean, the team is so stacked. You're going to win a champ. So you'd win a championship with 4 different teams. You go back to Cleveland, you're not going to be 3 teams you won a championship for. So you go to another team other than Cleveland. Like, I just don't want him. To me, it's boring if he goes back to Cleveland because it's like they're not still that good to get over the hump. And he already went back and won a championship. So it's like you don't have to do that story. I feel like you can retire.
We're going to have to put a pause on the basketball talk for one second as Fred Vic 7 wants to get our thoughts on Makai Lemon.
What do we think about Makai Lemon? Oh, hell yeah.
I think he's Steve Smith Jr. Part 2.
That's a great comparison.
You're looking at a model that of an NFL player that already came through that Makai Lemon fits. It's Steve Smith Jr. And I think with what you already have there, I think he's a legit, number 2, number 3 wide receiver at this very moment. Who knows what the potential can be? That's up to Makai, putting the work in, getting in the film room, making sure you don't have those rookie hiccups. And I think he should be all right. I think he's a possession receiver.
Yeah.
I think
he's a slot guy. He's usually in the slot mostly.
Yeah, I think he's going to reduce the amount of 50-50 balls where Devontae was getting banged up a little bit over the last few years, where he was taking more on that role over AJ for whatever reason. I think we know what the obvious reason is now, but I think Makai Lemon is one of those guys that people are going to wonder in a few years, how did he fall to Philadelphia? How did this guy fall here? This is something that's been happening in Philadelphia a lot over the last handful of seasons as far as the draft goes. How did this guy fall to them? How do they wind up with that? This is going to be another one of those situations. I don't think he's going to be, Puka Nacua type level on his rookie year or even his second year. He doesn't have to be. Makai Lemon just has to be a guy that when he is targeted, he makes plays. And that's what he's always done since he was in USC. I was talking to my guy Marvin Powell III, who's a USC alum and goes to every game. His first day, he's like, you guys got to steal. He is going to wreak havoc in the NFL in that system where you already have a Devontae Smith, where you already have a Dallas Goedert. So what I think about him is that I think he was the right move to make when you're moving on from an AJ Brown. I'm gonna just say it like that. I know you might have a different take, but go ahead, brother.
No, I mean I pretty much do agree with that. For pretty much everything you said, I do agree. My NFL comparison, and you actually mentioned his name, would be Puka Nacua. He looks like when you watch him play, he kind of looks like from his highlights. You go YouTube his highlights, and then Makai Lemon is not a Calvin Johnson, AJ Brown, mega giant Julio Jones receiver. That's not him. He's a shifty, great elusive route runner with great speed, vision, and great hands. And he is just really, really going to flourish, I think, in the slot position mostly where he's at. And he's talented, man. I'm really excited for Makai Lemon. I think he's going to have a great rookie year, chance to be offensive rookie of the year, a chance. But just because of I think he's going to be, and the reports are he's going to have a high demand in this offense already. So
I don't know about the bubble screens and wide receiver screens, but I do see him getting a quarter of the targets this seasons for your wide receivers.
It just reminded me. I missed the Andy Reid. We used to run those screens to Westbrook all the time. Remember those? They were the best plays, man. I love those screens.
What do we think about Julian Edelman?
He's
supremely tough. One of probably your smarter slot guys, undersized, overachiever type guy.
As in, like, a comparison, or just Julian Edelman?
This is me. It was just. I think it's just. I don't think it's a comparison. It's just.
No, I'm saying, is the user's comment saying, do we think Mekhi Lemon's a comparison to Julian Edelman, or what do we just think?
I think it was just the comparison. What do we think about him in general?
Okay.
I think he was an undervalued guy. That's why he fell to the Patriots. I think that's why he worked so well while he was there.
Yeah, no, Julian Edelman
having that chip on the
shoulder,
having people put you down and sitting there saying you can't do this, you can't do that, is the ultimate motivator. And Julian Edelman showed you why. Him and Wes Welker are obviously one of the better slot receivers that we've seen over the last 20 years or so. So
kids these days will never know about prime Wes Welker. he was something else for a few years, dude.
Yeah, he was.
Hi, whoever said hi.
Yeah. That's going to get me into something else, right? Now we're on the football topic, and it was always going to be a question because of what they did after the first Super Bowl, giving Nick Foles a statue, right? So now that Jalen arguably, statistically, he'll probably pass Nick Foles in numbers probably after this season, as far as, yards, completions, stuff like that, your basic quarterback stats for the team as an Eagle. Do you think there's going to come a point in time where they should have a Hurts statue outside of Lincoln Financial Field instead of a Foles?
Well, Steve, you must have read my mind a few days ago, because I made a post, actually. I used my AI thing, and I made 20 AI-enhanced statues from ideas of, like, Eagle greats. Jalen Hurts was one of them. So to answer your question, yes, but also I want to take this a little step further, and I firmly believe it was the whole damn reason I think I had the idea to make this post and what I thought of. The Eagles need to make statues, I think, if they're going to, if they already have one of Nick Foles and Peterson, you might as well make a row or a walk of statues around the concourse. Fans can take pictures. It can honor the history, can honor the players. You put Brandon Graham sacking Tom Brady as a statue. You put Deshaun Jackson with his arm up, running away from the Giants as one. I mean, these were just some of the ideas I had, but that's just my opinion. Maybe you're out there, you don't like that idea, but I think it'd be pretty cool to have 20 statues, 30 statues in the freaking area.
Fredo Vick is on spot on. Lane needs one. Absolutely.
Yeah, Lane needs one. Just honor the greats. And if you can start with
a better one.
Nolan Smith for Hunt.
Listen, I love Nolan Smith, but Jalen Hunt performs. He hasn't had a litany list of injuries prior and as he's been a Philadelphia Eagle. It's going to be an unpopular one, but yeah, I'm taking J-Links over Nolan Smith Jr., and I'm sure Ben's going to kill me. You with me on this one? J-Links over.
It's if they're both healthy and both at their peak, I really don't know if I could pick, but I would say probably I'll pick J-Links just by a hair. Yeah.
I mean, the fact that he led the team in interceptions last year is the only thing I'm gonna put out there.
I mean, I do think, and I would hope the stats would just back up this opinion, that I do think J-Links did have more, like, fumbles, sacks, interceptions, all that stuff last year. Pretty sure. So, but yeah, it's close, and they're both great players.
It is close, and Fredo Vick 7 agrees with us. It's he's his J-Links guy. So I guess that's what he was. He was probably wondering if he's homering at himself on.
Yeah.
Nah, man, he performs. You got to give it to him. Yeah. I said this a few weeks ago, and he proved me right over the last week or so. Is that Daniel Briere does not get enough credit. He don't. He got
give that man more credit.
He got Dan Vidar under contract for the next 5 years at $1.1 million for your starting goaltender. It's a freaking steal, right?
Yeah.
Then he goes and he starts an all-out war with the other GMs of the National Hockey League, and is offered a $90 million offer sheet for Ducks Leo Carlson, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the package is set 4 years worth of first and second round draft picks. He has put the Ducks in a spot. Now remember, we have good dealings with the Ducks over the last few years because of situations we've had with draft picks, right?
Duck, yeah.
So let me ask you: one, is this showing you that Daniel Briere might have a formula to what Howie Roseman has been doing? And
yes. I don't have to go on some random rant. Just yes. I think what Howie Roseman's done is rubbed off on the Sixers GM now. The new guy, Mike McSickey or whatever his name is, McGansky, and Danny Briere too. I think it's I just think it's something in the culture. But I just think the deal, like you said. And that's a big deal, dude, because Vladar, whatever you pronounce it, he's young, he's the truth, and that's an important position, man. I mean, you got all the other guys playing the other positions in a hockey game, and then you got one goaltender. So, it's good to lock that up, get a good friendly contract with that, and
yeah, because it gives you an opportunity to sit there and give the middle finger to the Ducks here, right?
Yeah, which was never a bad thing. Yeah.
I mean, look at it. The contracts, right?
Yeah.
Like offer sheets.
Yeah.
Now we're going to find out in the next few days if we wound up with Leo, right?
Yeah.
But remember, I told you that they just needed another centerman, forward, etc., to kind of really push them over the edge. This does that for them. And there's still that rumor going around that Claude Giroux is coming back to Philadelphia. Nothing has been official yet. They're saying that, it's kind of a done deal, but not a done deal type of thing. Like you're just.
Oh, I actually thought it was a done deal.
I heard that it was too, but the fact that it's been 2-3 days now and nothing's been announced, I don't think it's a done deal. I just think that they might be mulling over, the actual numbers of what it's going to be.
Yes. So. Claude Giroux needs to go there and be the Brandon Graham of the Flyers.
I know you're going to get a kick out of this one. I forgot. So, it's been reported, right?
With Jalen Hurts has been named the most hated player, I guess. That's what I'm looking at.
Like, how? I get it. In a sense, I get it. But
the most hated player?
It's getting ridiculous. That ho-hum, that humble, that grounded, that down to earth. Like, how has he become the most hated man? Like Tom Brady, we got it. Everyone got why most fans hated Tom Brady.
Well, guess why they hated Tom Brady? Probably because why they hated Jalen Hurts. They're both winners. So there you go. There's that. Although Tom Brady won 7 Super Bowls, but continue.
We already talked about them stem cells, brother. It's gonna save our offensive line, Frederick. It's going to save our offensive line. Our offensive line was terrible last year. And it's because both the fact that your starting center and starting guard were playing through injuries, okay? And yes, both Cam Jurgens and Landon Dickerson left the country this offseason and got stem cell injections. And both have said that they feel 10 years younger. So we can talk about it all day long. I just want to thank whoever donated those stem cells to make sure my center and my guard is up to par this season because we're gonna need them. We're gonna need them.
Offensive line, man, it all starts in the trenches.
Yes, sir.
Run the ball, stop the run.
It is. Jalen is versatile, explosive, and the fact that was tied for the team lead in interceptions, and he's a defensive end for all intents and purposes. It's something to be notable. So,
oh yeah, for sure. No, it was it's Jalen Hunt is. I always said he was last year. I had a lot of videos saying he was like one of the most underrated players in the league because, as a league, not just the Eagles, like NFL.
Yeah,
he doesn't get a lot of credit at the national level, but.
Now I know the All-Star game will probably be the big thing next week, but I did want to make it known. I'll let you know before we got on here that we got a little PA native, little tri-state area native going to be the youngest All-Star representative. Kevin McGonigal from Detroit is coming back home to Philly for the All-Star game. That has to be something you just can't put a price tag. Regardless, like not all the time, like you get to do stuff like that and go back to your hometown.
Right.
Like it's almost the rarities that you actually get drafted by your hometown team is even less unlikely. But the fact that your first All-Star game is in your hometown, and that you'll be able to have friends, family, whatever, etc., in the stands cheering you on for your first All-Star game as a professional athlete, you can't put a price tag on that either.
No, that's what we all dream of. Is the American dream is just probably being a professional athlete and watching your family come watch you play, making millions of dollars. Doesn't get much better than that.
It's actually our Fight Wax background from our sponsor there, Mia. So do appreciate that, though.
Oh yeah, we appreciate positive comments about people's backgrounds.
Yeah, I think Jalen would have, especially if it was towards the end of his career, where Brady was more or less just a statue. Sure.
Yeah. I think I'll tell you this much. I think the 2024 Eagles do beat that 2020, 2021 Bucks team for sure.
I agree with that. I can agree with that.
It would be a tough game. I think it'd be a little.
No, we're gonna dog walk them like we did the Chiefs or anything like that. But yeah. I still think that team is underestimated, and we're still underestimated. This team right now is underestimated. Do you see this nonsense? They came out with your top ranking quarterbacks, right? First off, Joe Burrow's on 3. How you going to put Joe Burrow as the 3rd best quarterback in the league? He hasn't made the playoffs in the last 3 years.
Joe Burrow had just like that one great season. I feel like, I mean, not one great season, but pretty much to completion. Like he had that one run with the Super Bowl, and that was like he's always hurt. He's always banged up.
Tell me why is Dak Prescott on here? Why is Jordan Love on here? Why is Justin? Like none of you guys are successful when it matters.
Yeah, really.
Drake May, I get it. Year 2, taking his team to the Super Bowl, he should be in the conversation. I don't know if I'm okay with him on the list, so to speak. But the fact that you have Jalen Hurts is one of the 4 active quarterbacks that are in the league that currently have a Super Bowl win, but he's not a top 10 quarterback.
Well, haters gonna hate, man. I mean, it's
as we were saying before, like hating, man. The hate is real for Jalen Hurts. It's so not warranted. I just can't do anything but laugh.
Yeah, like I said, they'll win the Super Bowl this year, and they'll say it's still not enough.
Oh yeah, obviously.
They'll be like, well, yeah, I mean, he wins the Super Bowl, but like he only had 150 yards in passing in the game.
Yeah, those are the ones that crack me up too. Like I'm going to talk about what little stats that he had, just because I can't talk about anything else.
Yeah, and people say like sometimes he's a game manager. I'm like, that is the biggest compliment you could give somebody. He doesn't turn the ball over.
That's why you want him to be. You don't want him to be a gunslinger. And here's the thing. Remember we were talking about that his teammates don't connect with him and they have a problem with all that. You see what John Clark said that it's been going on today, right? And a bunch of the Eagles players have gotten together this offseason, especially the offensive younger players, for training and workouts, golf, bonding in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah.
And this is from rookie Eli Stowers.
Right.
That's
good. So, that's never a bad report.
Why wasn't this done each of the last few seasons?
Yeah.
And I really I don't want to be dumping on the guy because he's no longer here, but for the only reason this couldn't have happened years prior, it has to be for the one person who's not here right now, right? It has to be because of what was going on with AJ Brown.
Yeah, I mean, this is
why would he all of a sudden the year he leaves, all of a sudden he's doing this?
Yeah, I mean, who knows, man? It's just, but like I said, never a bad thing. Always good to see team
You're
bonding.
absolutely right, Fredovic. Jordan what about Dak at 6? At least they agreeing with me. Why is Burrow on here? Exactly. He hasn't been to the playoffs the last few years, guys. This is why we make fun of these lists.
Yeah.
And listen, and Dak should be on the list. That's all I'm going to say. He's 10.
Yeah.
He has shown us in the regular season he is an elite quarterback, but just for whatever reason, when it gets down time to play in January,
they just
something happens at Dak Prescott. I think he's got the curse of Jerry Jones at this point in time.
Yeah, man. Those Cowboys never just seem to get it done. In my lifetime, they never get it done. Never. I guess what, folks? They're probably not going to get it done this year.
I seen this and it just made me cry, dude. So, we have collectors of cards and stuff like this, right? And apparently this guy had dumped all his base cards and filled a trash can with it to throw away. Guys like you ruin collection, ruin card collecting for people. Because if that's what you're going to do to cards that are just your base cards, that aren't your special insert, etc., whatever.
I mean,
it's. I just think you ruin it for a lot of people. It's the same people that I flip out on that go out there and weigh the boxes so they can figure out which one has, the special insert card and etc. So, I just think it does nothing but hurt, people who actually care. Yeah, Don, I think him and Eli Stowers, I think should you could probably put it that, we could very well have anywhere from 1,600 to 2,000 yards receiving from our tight end position this year. I can feel that.
There I am. Sorry, somebody's calling me and ruin the thing.
Justin Skincare is Fight Wax. How you like that?
Yeah, Fight Wax, silky smooth.
But two quick ones, and then we'll wrap this one up. I think we have a yeah, that's right. Filled an entire trash can, Mia. An entire trash can. They ruin card collecting for kids and your basic card collectors. But we've had a special 30 years not have to worry about your left tackle ever. When you had Trey Thomas, Jason Peters, and now Jordan Mailata, who's now signed through 2029 or 2028, I believe.
Right.
The fact that you get what it all equates to, all pro, borderline Hall of Fame level performances out of Trey Thomas, Jason Peters, and what we've got in the first few handful of years out of Jordan Mailata is, again, not something you can put a price tag on, because arguably the tackle position, whether left or right, has to be the second or third most important position on offense, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm definitely been blessed to have the great players that we've had, and it's an important position, and you can't take it for granted, man. I mean, those are some, they make everything happen. You get the run game through them. You can pass through having the run game going. You just, and we've been blessed, to go from each generation to have so many good players come through and play at that position. It's something we shouldn't take for granted. I think it's really, really good to have. And also, like, they're personable people. Our offensive linemen do work in the communities. Especially Mailata, he's everywhere. The Mailata Foundation and all that stuff. He's, they're good people. They do a lot of work in the community. But love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been. You're getting hit on, brother. Someone is still in the stars and put them in your eyes.
Thank you, Mia here. Thank you.
Oh man.
Thank you very much.
But while we break on this episode of the Love Connection, the announcement came over the weekend. I think it makes official that Sean Brady will not be competing on August's UFC card here in Philadelphia because he's going to be going face to face with probably the most decorated, wrestler in the United States at RFA 12. Sean Brady's taking on Jordan Burgos. That is something to tune into because.
Oh yeah, is that a wrestling match or a fighting? Are they fighting?
No, this is RFA is strictly like wrestling, not like pro wrestling like WWE, but like it's a wrestling organization.
Well, then doesn't my instinct tell me that Burroughs will probably win?
Yeah, but Sean is probably one of the that's his bread and butter is his wrestling.
Well, it's going to be
rock
versus hard place. Tune in.
Sean didn't go to a college and do wrestling through them. He was competing on the amateur and amateur MMA bracket and was developing his wrestling through there. I think he's probably the most underrated PA MMA fighter as far as his wrestling credentials go. So that's why one, I wanted to mention it because the Philly kid, but two, going to get someone like Jordan, I think that's if Sean's able to pull that win off, that's a nice little feather he could put in his cap there, in my opinion. But
it's gonna tune in, must see TV.
Yeah, RFA 12, Sean Brady, Jordan Burgos. That should be a fun wrestling match, my friends. Fun.
Wait.
Now, as we are wrapping things up here, Justin, you know how we do things. Throw it over to you. Anyone you want to let the people know things about? So,
thank you, Steve. Well, once again, awesome time at BKFC Liberty Brawl this past Friday night. It was fireworks, no pun intended. It was a lot of fun. But this weekend, actually, I have two football camps, Saturday and Sunday. And Saturday is with I got invited to do media for it. Don't kill me, everybody. Don't kill me. It's for Drew Shelton, which I believe this camp is in the Philly area. I think he's from that area. He's a former Penn State offensive tackle. But this year in the 4th round, he was drafted by the Dallas Cowboys. But they asked me to come do media. It's a Justin Brown thing, and hey, I'll be there. But when you have a Dallas Cowboy on Saturday, it doesn't get more opposite than being with 2-time Super Bowl champion Brandon Graham on Sunday. So that's his football camp through FlexWorks. I'll be doing that, media as well. And Drew Shelton Saturday, Penn Stater, and now Cowboy, and then Brandon Graham on Sunday. And that is in the near future. All I got coming up here. But once again, awesome time at BKFC. And I can't wait for the next one. Hopefully me and Steve get to do media again. It was a lot of fun. What about you, Steve? What you got coming up?
No, man. Just, going to be working on nailing down some more potential interviews through combat sports world. Obviously, get some of the fighters after the fact. We'll see who we can get lined up. See who's got fights coming up. So we'll work on nailing out some more interviews as far as that goes.
Folks, Steve was on fire at BKFC. He was just finding the fighter. I said, "Who's that fighter?" He told me who they were, and he said, "Here's the camera. Click record," and Steve was just firing away, man, doing live interviews, just a bunch of fighters. So it's good stuff.
Yeah, I wish I was thought enough to grab Johnny right before we walked out, but
that would have been a good one, actually. That would have been really good.
Event staff was already pushing us. I'm like, dude, the fight just ended like 3 minutes ago. Like, come on.
Yeah, are you pushing him like that? Come on, listen.
A few more in the chat here. We had a bad running game, but the pass blocking wasn't bad. It was top 10. Really was.
I'll be right there.
It was not the players were injured, right? Let's be clear about that Frederick 7. The players were injured, but it was also the scheme too. As far as why the running game was so bad last season, when you can't block up the middle because you got guys that are playing injured, what sense does it make continuing running up the middle where your guys are not up to par? Wouldn't you think it'd be smart to do some tosses, some sweeps, some traps, things of that nature? No, they just, thinking that they're like doctors and Novocaine, just give it some time, it's going to work. That's not what happened with these. She ain't stopping, bro. Can I walk you home, Jessica? Because my mom just said to follow my dreams.
Wow. Hey, if you're a real person, go give me a follow on Instagram. Appreciate your support, but you can't do that.
Yeah. Now, Justin do be living life.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. And listen, Frito Vic 7, I know you're living life too, but appreciate that.
Yeah, so appreciate everyone hopping in the chat today.
It's a fun show. Yeah, appreciate everybody.
From Fredo Vic to Eli having to deal with someone heckling Justin over his choice of what room he's doing today's interview in.
Look, now I have a more blank background now because I had to go charge my phone, and maybe this is better for that viewer.
Then you had Mia over here confessing her love for Justin. So
just an average day on the J&S Philly sports stuff.
Yeah, just an average day. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Keep showing us some love, guys. As as Justin said, we're gonna continue to do our interviews, both inside the Philadelphia sports world and the combat sports world, regardless if it's bare knuckle events here in Philadelphia or wherever they happen to be. We're always going to be talking to our current and former athletes. So, guys, make sure you're tuned in. Hit that QR code up top. Like, subscribe, follow. Hit the notification bell. Do not miss out. Oh man, she ain't stopping. She wants the IG, brother.
So for all the people, check out Steve's Instagram, and my Instagram is my name Justin _ last name Fiorrillo FIORILLO 94 at. Well, no, that's just my Instagram, Justin _ Fiorrillo. Yeah, that's no ad after. That's just it. Yeah. But no, you can't come in my house and we'll do all that creepy stuff. But you can support my content, and I'll support yours. Thank you.
Well, everyone, for this episode of the J&S Philly Sports Stop, I'm Steve. That's Justin. This was another episode here on the South Florida Tribune. We will catch you guys on the rebounds, my friends. Peace on out.
Peace out, everybody.